Hi, I'm Josh Grube, service engineer for Indian Motorcycle. We've created a series of videos to help you get acquainted with your Indian motorcycle. Let's get started. So to replace the headlamp on the Chieftain model, the first step will be to remove the bezel around the headlamp. You'll do that by removing two M5 fasteners. Once the fasteners are removed, you can use the plastic trim tool to start to pry the bezel outward. Enough to get your fingers behind it. With even pressure, you can remove it. You can see the bezel is held on by a clip at the bottom, 3 rubber grommets, and then the 2 fasteners you removed. To remove the headlight, you'll remove the 3 10mm fasteners located at the top and each lower side of the headlight mount. So once each fastener is loose, you can remove the entire headlight housing, being sure not to lose any of the hardware on the bracket. So with the headlight removed, we can access the back of it. To remove the complete headlamp assembly, you can peel the rubber boot upward, exposing the actual headlamp mount. To dismount the headlamp, I'll push the wire tab under and rock it backward. This will allow the headlamp to be removed. Unless absolutely necessary, it's recommended that you do not disconnect the headlamp at the connector. So to replace the headlamp bulb, be careful not to touch the actual bulb itself, and then seat your tabs and rotate your wire downwards, locking it in place. Push the rubber boot down around the headlamp and mount it back in place. So once your fasteners are seated, you can come back with a torque wrench and properly torque them. Once they're torqued, you'll replace your bezel, headlight bezel, engaging the bottom first and then your 3 upper grommets. So bottom, grommets, and I'll snap that in. And then replace my upper 2 fasteners. It is not necessary to remove the headlamp assembly to adjust the beam, but with it removed, you can see we'll use these 2 fasteners to adjust beam height and beam direction. You can see behind, the fasteners go through a spring to the actual headlamp itself. With the headlamp in place, what you'll do is use these 2 and adjust them evenly to move the headlamp straight up or straight down, and then adjust the left hand or the right hand individually to move the beam left to right. So to replace the spot lamp bulbs, we provided access covers from the back side of the fairing. I'll use the trim tool included in the dealer kit to pry that access door out. I'll unclip the spot lamp harness and rotate the bulb, removing it. To replace, I'll line up my 3 tabs, the hole in the back of the lens, rotate it until it's locked, replace my connector, sure I hear that audible click, and then replace my access door. So the rear taillight and indicators are not, the bulbs are not replaceable, they're only replaceable as assemblies. So you would replace the left-hand indicator, the right-hand indicator, or the taillight assembly itself. Right? To do that, there's single fasteners under each of the outward mounts. To replace the turn signals, to replace the taillight, you'd need to remove the entire mount from the fender, accessing the fasteners from underneath.